What's your go-to quick fix for a bad hair day?
Hair serum is something that works really well.
So what's the trick to giving Bollywood icons like Kajol, Suhana Khan, Gauri Khan, Deepika their camera-ready shine?
Products.
You style Amir Khan to Yuvraj Singh, and you have seen men's hair trends in Bollywood evolve over the years.
Right. Back in the day, India didn't have a lot of products. Only product that we got in India at that point was a Gatsby gel.
Celebrity cream. Yeah. The evolution of men's hair in Bollywood.
So nowadays, I'm not going to name, but there are some really famous actors and all who have very curly hair. And you've never seen with that. So it's always styled and it's always put into place.
As you rightfully said a little before, hair should always be youthful.
Absolutely. I'm an ambassador with Schwarzkopf. It's a German hairdressing company.
Yes. Schwarzkopf is something that I've been using on my hair as well when I used to do blonde and mohawks and all the colors in the world.
I noticed at the back, you're still using Schwarzkopf. Oiling is actually scalp food. A hot tip, rosemary oil is very good for the scalp.
I've always seen all my favorite celebrities walking out of MUAH salon and being papped by the paparazzi. True or false?
Sure.
If you grow your hair, you're prone to get a lot more colds.
Today, we're diving into the world of Bollywood glam and the art of hairstyling with none other than celebrity hairstylist and founder of MUAH Salon, Ryan D. Rosario. From spinning tracks as a DJ to mastering cuts and colors, Ryan's journey is as stylish as it is inspiring. He and his wife, Nandini, together are the masterminds behind some of the most iconic looks sported by Bollywood royalty like Kajol, Kareena Kapoor Khan, Gauri Khan, Suhana Khan, Deepika Padukone, Malaika Arora, Nora Fatehi, Tara Sutaria, Amir Khan, Saif Ali Khan, Yuvraj Singh, and the maestro A.R. Rahman, to name a few. He is an expert in curating character-based hair looks and styling for actors for their films and OTT projects. As the founder of MUAH Salon, Ryan's work combines international training with his signature touch, making him India's ultimate hair guru. Let's unravel the secrets behind creating celeb-worthy hair magic. Welcome to the Thomson Andrews Show, Unveiling Journeys. I'm thrilled to take you on an inspiring ride through the lives of incredible personalities, from top celebrities to visionary leaders. Join me as we uncover career challenges, personal growth, and the transformative moments that define their journeys. Let's dive in and get inspired.
Hey! Well, welcome once again on the sets of the Thomson Andrews Show, where we unveil journeys. And well, we have the legend, the hair expert himself, Ryan D. Rosario, founder of MUAH Salon, and I think the go-to person for the biggest Bollywood stars ever. So thank you for coming. Today, I think everybody's going to be really, really intrigued by your journey because, you know, from you starting your journey and being a DJ and an artist to now being one of India's topmost hair experts. So let's begin. And as we unveil your journey, I welcome you once again to the Thomson Andrews Show.
Glad to be here.
All right, here we go. Hey everyone, welcome to yet another fun episode of the Thomson Andrews Show, where I unveil journeys of interesting personalities on my show. Welcome Ryan to the show. So Ryan, tell us, from being a DJ to being one of Bollywood's top hairstylists and hair experts, how did you know this was the right move for you?
So what happened was, there was a time that I was, top of my DJ game. There was the last place that I DJ'd was a disco called J49 in Juhu.
Oh, okay.
Most of the old timers will know about it. And then what happened was, there was a time that, I had to buy my own equipment, and get, spend. It was big capital needed for that.
Yeah.
And, I went to my parents and they were like, okay, we didn't expect this. So, they said, okay, let's see the budget. And then I looked up the stuff I needed, and it was crazy expensive. And incidentally, what happened was some other friends, very close friends and big DJs now, had already invested. And then some other DJ came in with more high-tech stuff, and they started losing out on work. And then I realized,
Wow.
oh my God, this will keep happening.
Yeah, everybody's just trying to up
Right?
one another.
Electronics, right? They keep, getting better.
Evolving.
And evolving.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay, then I, in my head said, okay, what's something that I can do where I can, even if I have to move abroad or move out of India or move anywhere, I can still work. Okay. What's the skill set that I need?
Yeah.
And incidentally, I used to love doing hair even at school days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I also used to be a dancer, which is not in my profile, but
That's a new one. Well, thank you for revealing that on our show.
incidentally, when ZTV first launched, we performed at that show.
Oh, lovely.
Somewhere, somehow somebody had that footage, I think. Anyway, so I was a pro dancer, so I was always tuned with hair,
Yes.
how to do hair, how to give it movement, because lots of dancers would think that way. And I used to do a little bit of hair in back in school because we used to rap and all that stuff, as a kid.
Yeah.
And even in DJing, so
Yeah.
we used to ape all.
As an artist and
Yeah. So I said, okay, let me try my hand at hair. So that's how I jumped into hair.
Wow. Wow. Means like, I think from being a DJ, you just revealed you've been a dancer. So I think you covered all aspects of being a creative artist, and now you're a hair expert. So, it's all consuming, and it's completely full as an artist. Well, that's a wonderful journey that you've had. And you've also trained with some of the best people worldwide, from Tony and Guy to Vidal Sassoon. What's one hair trend, if you are to pick one, or technique from your travels that India totally needs to know about?
So that's a good question because post COVID and this scenario, a lot of hair thinning is taking place. In general.
Oh,
So this is something that we've noticed worldwide. Okay, a lot of people blame different aspects of their life for the whatever's happening. But this is something that we've noticed because I've been cutting for about 24, 25 years.
wow.
And we've not seen this in 20 years. So in the last about 3 or 4 years, we've seen a massive shift in hair. As
The quality.
the shaft, the thickness, the fullness. So because of that, there's a different type of layering that's come into play. Okay, so this is for women's hair primarily.
From a haircut perspective.
From a haircut perspective, so the kind of layering has changed.
Oh.
Okay, earlier you could count layers. Okay, so now there is a different way of layering that there is movement, there are layers, but you don't really see that layers. Okay, it's there all in the hair. And incidentally, because nowadays tonging and waves and curls are high fashion and high glam for the female industry. I mean, for
women. in general.
women. So it also works very well with that styling.
Oh.
So you don't see layers and thin hair. You just see movement, and there's layers all over the place when, the hair's in movement and shifting, but it's not like,
yeah,
so
it's not
that-
very, very free defined.
yes. So that's one of the things that I recently learned on my travels. Because incidentally, I'm an ambassador with Schwarzkopf. It's
Oh, wow.
a German hairdressing company.
Yes.
Huge.
One of my favorite brands.
It is. It's. I have to say, way before I became an ambassador, I thought Schwarzkopf was one of the brands that were very genuine, and the ingredients were top notch.
They are.
Yeah. So they always keep as a priority the skin and the feel and that as first,
Yeah,
The
topmost importance for them.
topmost importance for that. So yeah.
Lovely, lovely.
So-
Schwarzkopf is something that I've been using on my hair as well when I used to do blonde and mohawks and all the colors in the world.
I noticed at the back, you're still using Schwarzkopf.
I am. One of my favorite brands.
So in the lineup for 2024, this was one thing that we were taught, and it works really well because I've implemented it in the last since Feb when it came out, and it works great for Indian hair. Not many times what we learn abroad works for Indian hair and weather.
True.
So this one has worked really well. So that's one input that, you know.
Brilliant. Well, that's a very, very mind-boggling concept and something which is so insightful for everybody, because hair is such an important aspect of a person's personality.
Right.
That, reasons like these are something that also is thought-provoking.
Yes.
Because there are so many things, there are so many products people are going to, they are going to doctors, they are having more curry patta in their food, and
Absolutely.
I'm hearing so many things from so many people. I'm like, there could be a very different reason for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So because of this whole thing that happened 3-4 years back, I realized that lots of people, especially women, because they keep their hair long, right?
Yeah.
So when you layer it too much, it starts looking thin. And the last few years, most people are complaining, that the hair is looking thin, the female. So when I started implementing this, it has kind of changed that thinness is not really happening, and they're still getting their movement. So they don't really know that I'm doing this. But
yeah,
that's thing, and so
that's the secret. That's the secret hack that we now have on camera. Well, now that's basically exactly the secrets behind the glam that I wanted you to spill. So, what's the trick to giving Bollywood icons like Kajol, Suhana Khan, Gauri Khan, Deepika, their camera-ready shine? That perfect hair, not a strand out, no frizz, no nothing. It's like so pristine.
products.
Absolutely.
No, so other than that, when I'm incidentally also a hair colorist, I've honed my skills on that. And over the years, I have 3 sisters and a lot of cousins who are girls. And, the girls love their color and they love doing their stuff and blow drying and all that stuff. So, because I have so many girls in the family and I've seen this firsthand, I started honing my skills on how to do color by not drying the hair out. So when the director or the concept of the character comes in and there's a certain color that needs to be done, I first decide how to achieve that color by not drying the hair, and then I also take into play where they're shooting, because outdoors and indoors make a difference. Which location, because hard water makes a huge difference in styling, where people don't think all that. I'm quite a avid thinker, and I take.
Yeah, you're very scientific about things.
Yes,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, so I keep all these little things in mind. So if I ask them what's their schedule, and supposing they are shooting in a place like London, for example, London's water is pretty harsh, which people who travel there a lot know. The weather is good. There are certain parts of US has the same thing. The weather is good and really hard water. But while they are there, they don't realize it because the weather keeps the hair looking good. But as soon as they get out of there, the hair turns into a frizz ball or it dries up a lot.
Oh man.
So I do calculations based on where they're shooting.
Yeah.
And work according to that and giving them what the character is, but working this. And then of course I tell them how to layer it with the product and all, depending
where they're shooting
and on the water.
Very in the climate. And
so all these
some hydration serums and
yes. It's something that requires a lot of thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then whenever there is a change of character, like for example, Sutaria, one of the first movies when they wanted me to make her look like a girl from Himachal, and that kind of area, like Kashmiri and hilly. So they have this certain kind of a brown that comes into play, and it's very subtle.
Very subtle, yeah.
Yeah. So how to get that subtleness, how to get that color right, where I'm not using too much of peroxide and too harsh products, because the easy way out is bleach it and then put that color.
Yeah.
And but I don't do it that way. I take the tougher path, but easier on the hair. So that's my USP.
Oh, that's quite very, very in-depth and very thought after. I think there's a very big strategy towards achieving that certain color that we love. I'm like, oh my God, wow, she's looking gorgeous. Or she's looking so relatable. She's actually looking like a character from Kashmir or from, the Himachal. So, well, I didn't know there's so many layers.
Yeah.
Just like you do layers in hair, there's so many layers to creating that iconic look, that hair, that luscious bounce of hair that you see in the movies. Thank you for sharing that. And what's one hairstyle trend you think needs to come back, and one that should stay in the past only? Please don't bring it. Maybe the mullet, I think, shouldn't come back.
I was just going to say. So the mullet is actually an evergreen haircut, but it needs to be subdued in a very way. So incidentally, for a man, I wear a mullet.
You do?
Yeah. So it's a little longer hair. And it's just I call it the four mullet. Okay.
But this is still in trend, right?
Yeah. So the mullet is actually exactly this, but longer. Really
at the
short
bottom.
here. Yeah.
Oh.
Longer at the bottom. Mullet, yeah. And then they have this fringe that happens here, which is a very, very strong man. And I think that should remain in the past. but yeah, you still get some hippies carrying.
Yeah. No, definitely. And something that you think should come back.
So I love classic layering for women. Okay, which is feathered down the face, okay, because it works for most hair types, even if they don't style it, even if they wear Indian, even if they wear Western, even if their hair is curly or whatever, if they put on weight on the face, if you don't. So it's something that it brings out femininity to me. Okay. So I have actually worked a lot on that haircut, because it's the most common haircut. Any stylist does it all over the India. It's a simple haircut, but because it's so simple.
What is it called? Layers? No.
It's called, in technical terms, it's called forward graduation. But otherwise, they just call it front layering, forward layering.
Okay.
It's just short to long. You pick up a magazine picture, everyone has.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's, I have worked on different kinds of forward layering to give layers for different textures. And I've also, which hairstylists may not believe, worked the same thing for a man's long hair. And it works beautifully, yeah. So there's a way to twist that haircut where it doesn't look like a female haircut, but it's actually exact same lines of cutting.
Yeah, because men with long hair, it's, you can't really go crazy with their hairstyles.
Because it can look very, like a woman.
Yeah, because then, it can, with those lovely, luscious layers and stuff, you turn and then it's like the man with the beard.
Yeah.
But that's a style that should definitely come back, and that's quite interesting. All the women are going to love it, and sure, the men also going to love it, thanks for that. And here's now another small twist where we bring in a game called Speed Style Session.
Okay.
All right. And it's a list of celebrity names and event types. And you have a few seconds to describe a hairstyle you'd recreate for them or you'd create for them in each scenario. So, for example, let me say Deepika Padukone for Met Gala.
Ooh. A Medusa. I would probably create something that would be, because MET needs something outrageous, right?
Yeah.
So probably something which is kind of like a Medusa kind of a thing, which would be, nowadays a lot of LED is being used in hair. Okay, where I also judge competitions for hair.
Oh, lovely.
So I have been seeing this where they put, as you're walking, suddenly the hair lights up, boom.
Wow.
Walking. So it's pretty cool. So I can imagine a Medusa where those, snake-looking kind of hair, which will just kind of light up into like probably a dark blue, kind of like the light in the room.
Wow, I'm loving the creative vision, and maybe that's Deepika's team. I think Charlene. So you know exactly what to call Ryan for the next Met. Anna Wintour is going to be shocked. And all right, let's say Suhana Khan for Khan's
For Khans.
red carpet.
See, that's not fair because I do Suhana's hair, right? So I know what is capable of, so I'm going to skip this one.
That's smart. You're dodging. All right. So say, let me take a male celebrity. Let's say Shah Rukh Khan.
So see, with Shah Rukh's personality, I think
Yeah.
how
He cares of everything.
and he's blessed with thick hair. And recently, I think, of course, everyone needs color, right? Because they're graying. So his color is working really well for his skin tone and all.
Lovely.
So I think what he is wearing at the moment works beautifully. I've been seeing his few films, and Shah Rukh's hair is very, very straight.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. And with color, there comes some kind of texture, which I can see it now, which you could not get earlier. So it's working beautifully. If I were to rework it, I would probably add a little more texture and do that thing that I learned, which was, the layers but not layers, which is there in trend. So probably something like that where it gives him a little more movement. But of course, I wouldn't know till I work on it.
well, thank you for that insight. And that is something which we are waiting to see. And hopefully it really, as you can see, we are going to manifest for it. And yeah, we're going to manifest for it to happen. Thank you. And now let's get back to the podcast. Now, in terms of dream collabs, Ryan, if you could style anyone, you styled the biggest names. But if there is that one certain person living or gone whom you haven't yet styled from any era, who would it be in your salon chair?
Probably Princess Diana.
Wow! Now that's I think like ultimate prestige and royalty and the heartthrob of the world. And I think I'm a huge fan of Princess Diana. When you mentioned that, I was like, poof.
Yeah, so the reason why I also said that, because her hair has been iconic over the years. Of course, now that name doesn't crop up often, but there are still some people who will come and say, "Oh, like Diana," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So there are some layers that still work in that kind of a flow.
Yes.
Okay, and so there was some movies like Charlie's Angels and all where the front, it's now, of course, it's a haircut by itself, the Charlie's Angels haircut. Okay, it's also called the Farrah Fawcett. But these are all inspired in those kind of lines. I don't know, I think Diana got inspired by them, but it's all in the same lines. So, which is now called butterfly layers.
I've heard of this. It's like this. And
yes, it's a trending haircut. So the same thing cut short is basically Diana's haircut.
Wow.
So, yeah.
such names. And but yeah, my wife is in fact telling me like, hey, my hair's grown and I want to go for a haircut. I'm like, listen, let's go to Ryan because I am going to, because the thing is, we've been thinking. She's like, listen, my hair has become too long. I said, it's looking lovely, but just wait. I think we need to go to Ryan because I'm just gonna have fun seeing her in a very different avatar, and she has never seen herself in a different avatar. So I think that's gonna be a first. That's beautiful. Lady Dinah, that is. All right. So Gen Z and hair care hacks. Now, firstly, there's so much going on Instagram. Do this to do that, and half of them may be true. Some of them are just fads and myths. But for those of us always looking for easy hacks, whether men or women, what's your go-to quick fix for a bad hair day? Men and women.
So a super quick fix, and something that I say is very good for our weather as well in Mumbai, is a serum. If you don't put any product and it's just a lazy day and your hair's still all weird out, you're probably on a Zoom call, or you have to step up to a cafe or something and you just need something to tame your hair. A hair serum is something that works really well. It works on all hair types again.
Is there a certain product that we should look at? Because there's like Lizaltime and all these like different things that...
Right. So there are different, that's a Vela brand, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Maybe,
so.
Yeah, I think.
So every company has
their
variant. Okay. Now, because I'm with Schwarzkopf,
yes, please.
I have to say that the Schwarzkopf serum, it was called Magic. It was one of the best serums ever. They kept on getting awards year after year after year for, I think, decades.
Oh.
Okay. It was an amazing product. They've now revamped their stuff because of sustainability.
Yes.
So now it's all eco-friendly, no microplastics, of course, the common stuff like no parabens and no silicons and all that stuff. So it's as close they can get to natural, but just enough chemical to get this stuff right. So they have a very good product, which is Glow, and it's also heat proof. So if somebody needs to use a dryer
styling,
yeah, it has that. So it's superb. You can wear it on wet hair, dry hair.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was going to ask you. How does one actually go about using it?
Yeah. So it's one of the best serums, I would think. If supposing you had to tell somebody you want to impress somebody, says, oh, use a serum, you can just take that take that name because it's not going to not work.
It is going to work.
It's going to work whatever hair. Yeah, but of course it's not going to slick it and put it. It's just to keep it.
Yeah, it's to keep it in place and also look nice and not like dried out and frizzy.
Right. So it's nice. And one thing that people don't know, when there is a lot of humidity, the best way to use a serum is to first put it on damp hair after you've towel dried it, and then layer it again once your hair is dry and you've got your product locked in. You love the product, whichever serum, but that's
in a dry season.
So mostly in our summers or during the rains, the hair gets really frizzy, right?
Yeah.
For people with frizzy hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the best way to use a serum is to first put it on damp hair after you towel dried it, after a shower. And once it's dried, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, later, whenever you remember, put a little bit again on dry hair.
Interesting.
And the product works incredibly.
That's a life hack.
It's
right there. Boys and girls, for your styling tips from the legend himself. Brilliant. So this is very, very interesting. And now it's time to play a game. And this game is called Hair Trend Tinder.
Scary name.
Yeah, scary name. So, well, it's all about the popular hair trends, and you have to let us know which ones are rejects and which ones are approves. So, give me 3 names in the reject category of hairstyles and 3 names in the approve category. Men and women.
Okay. So rejects, let's go with the mullet first, as we were already saying.
Yes.
I think that's to be kept in the past itself.
No mullets.
No mullets. So that's the first reject. The second would be a mohawk. I think
Yeah.
now not
Dated.
Yeah, it's dated. Okay, unless somebody comes up with something new in the future. But as of
Yeah.
now, it's a dated haircut. And I would say maybe a fade, and I'm being quite courageous saying this because it's still very much,
Yeah.
In fashion. But what happens is a lot of people don't consider face shapes and all when they get the fade. And a lot of people just go and say fade. And then sometimes some people have heavy jaws or even heavy cheeks. It works
Yeah.
very badly with heavy cheeks, actually. So the fade has to be, very smartly,
Very
put
smartly.
when you're doing this. So when some people come and they say fade, I'm just like, okay, fine. I think,
They don't know.
more homework before that. So yeah, so even though it is in fashion, it has to be cautiously done.
Yeah.
Okay, so now a female, you're saying?
Yeah, female.
So personally, and even though we do it at Salon MUAH, I hate poker straight hair. Okay, so where people go and do this, the new, I don't know, it's called the Botox, or there are different names. These are,
Relaxation.
yeah, it's most commonly known as Botox.
Or keratin.
Yeah, or a keratin kind of a thing. So what happens is the hair goes absolutely straight
And limp.
and limp. Now, in my personal opinion, again, I feel the straight hair makes a female look older. Okay, because if you notice, youth and the youngsters will always have slightly untidy hair, ruffled hair,
Wavies.
wavy hair. You see, like the wolf haircuts and all these old trendy haircuts. They're all messy, and so as soon as you straighten your hair, you get into the older category. So I keep telling people that okay, there are ways, there are different products that are Botox infused, keratin infused, that will kind of ease up the hair, but
Make it look natural.
Yes.
Not like poker straight.
Yeah, and the other thing, as a hair cutter, when you have very straight hair, there are no haircuts that work nicely. It's the same haircut. People who do it, you will know. The same haircut is repeated again and again because it doesn't show. Nothing shows. Even if I do a very fancy haircut, it will not show because it's just all straight. So that's something that I tell people, be wary when you're going to do a process like that.
Yeah.
Do your homework first. So yeah.
Lovely. What about approves?
I love the butterfly haircut and curtain bangs. I think it works really well with Jen now. Even with the new styling, as I said, waves and all, it gives a lot of movement. It gives a lot of youthfulness. No matter the age of the person, it looks younger and vivacious. So,
And as you rightfully said a little before when we were chatting, hair should always be youthful.
absolutely. Youthful is a term I it's in my lingo all the time because no matter the age, so even if a 50-year-old comes in, if I say, listen, your haircut has to look youthful, it's more about movement and how it flows. It's not about being young. It's just the way, So I use this term a lot because even if you're late 20s, you say, okay, let's make it more youthful. How you had it in your teens or whatever it is, something like that. So yeah, even for men, like say, okay, let's go with something youthful. So what I do for men's hair is that I sometimes cut the hair like how we do spike haircuts, but that person can be a big banker. I do a lot of CEOs, by the way, haircuts.
Yeah.
And I do this for them. And they know now my style, of course. Initially, they used to get scared. And I'm doing a haircut that is very funky and all that. But after they're leaving, I tame it down and it looks natural. But when they comb it, there's texture because I've done that kind of cut thing. And it looks good. And in case someday they want to get wild, they can still put some product in and have that little fun.
So you have both aspects.
Yes.
That's interesting. That's a very interesting insight about different kinds of hairstyles which work and don't work. And coming from an expert, you better hear it. All right. So I want to ask you the evolution of men's hair in Bollywood. Like a lot of film stars, whether it's a Shah Rukh or Hrithik or a lot of these guys, they have a wonderful head of hair. And, some of them have to go through treatments and everything also because hereditary, some of them lose and stuff. But this entire thing of big Bollywood hair, like the Kartik Aaryan hair, like very, very big volume and everything. How has hair evolved from actors like Raj Kapoor, Shami Kapoor, all of these, legends and icons from that time, Amitabh Bachchan, to now all the younger stars like Tiger Shroff and, Varun Dhawan? Like, what's the evolution of men's hair in general? Not only the stars, but in general.
Right. So it's interesting because we have Bollywood and we can see that, in Bollywood.
Because you styled Amir Khan to Yuvraj Singh, and you have seen men's hair trends in Bollywood evolve over the years.
Right. So what happens is, back in the day, firstly, India didn't have a lot of products.
Yeah.
Okay. All the products that would come in would be from bootleggers, and lots of stuff would be actually expired and sold in the market.
Wow.
And nobody knew this. We had to, anybody coming down, relatives, hey, listen, please get me. And you can't, order for a lot, right?
Yeah.
So you try to get what you could. Okay. And I remember initially when we started, there was the only product that we got in India at that point was, if I remember clearly, was a Gatsby gel, and there was nothing else.
Yeah. And the Brill cream.
Yeah. Right. Brill cream. You're right. So we used to just try to work with that. We would mix both to make what nowadays is a wax. Okay. So stuff that time we just
didn't have an option.
Yeah, we didn't have options, right?
My God, I cringe thinking about the Brill creams and all. They were the fantastic brands, but now when I'm using it, I'm much more aware.
Right. So incidentally, Brill cream and that kind of texture works very well for grey hair, by the way.
Oh.
So when you get there, think of it.
Yes. Yes.
And that time, even though there were dryers, but we were not exposed to brushes. So we all had this, for us, brushes was to brush hair for men, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, what happens is over time, we know how to use the brushes, how to twirl it, how to move it to get your certain shape.
Yeah.
So that day we didn't know then. We were not trained that much at that point, because all the big brands like Schwarzkopf, Wella and L'Oreal and all the brands came in and they started training a lot of the hairdressers, right? So that was a limitation then. So these things put together, hair was just like Amitabh would just have long hair. You would either grow the hair or cut it short. Grow the hair and cut it short.
Yeah. So there was no concept of styling and moving the hair around and stuff.
So nowadays, I'm not going to name, but there are some really famous actors and all who have very curly hair, like super curly, and they've never seen with that. They've never seen that. So it's always styled and it's always put into place.
Same here. I have absolutely curly hair and it's
super remember.
Yeah, thank you. And it's hyper styled. So
I like the word hyper styled. Wow.
Yeah, because this is like a lot of blow drying, ironing, putting the powder, Schwarzkopf, putting the hairspray, Schwarzkopf. Yeah.
So as I was saying, so the dryer and the brushes and all and the products, so that's made the change, for now. And then there are a lot of other secrets which I don't know if you want to say it. Forget that.
Say it.
No. Then there's topic, where for
thinner hair, you put in the black powder,
which is
the fiber.
Yeah, so it's basically the big brands it's basically made from the protein keratin, which is what hair is made up of.
Yeah,
and it is made into a powder. So if you see when hair sticks, you can't dust it off, right? It's difficult. So this is made of that keratin. That's why it's difficult to come out. So when they put it, it stays nicely.
And gives you that volume, and then you spray, and then
you spray it and it stays. But here's a tip. and it's a pro tip. If you do use Topic, you need to wash it off really well ASAP as soon as you finish the show, the event, the whatever it is.
Oh.
Because what happens is the atoms of the keratin, it's so minute that it starts blocking pores
In your scalp.
over a period of time.
Wow.
And the area that you're putting it in will thin out in
In the long term.
4 years. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's something that if anyone does use, I tell them that, okay, you can use it, but use it for only an important event. Try not to use it every day, and, get it off once it's done. It's
Interesting.
look. Yeah.
Guys, you heard it. Guys and girls, whoever's using it.
You heard it at the Thomson Andrews Show.
Wow, there's some really inside stories of how to get your hair looking slick, what are the products to use, hair serum. There's so many things that you mentioned. I want to also know about Salon MUAH. What's the story behind the name MUAH, and how has it shaped your approach to hair and beauty?
Well, so Salon MUAH is our baby. Okay.
You and Nandini.
Yeah. So my partner and wife, Nandini D. Rosario, Jadav D. Rosario, is we started the brand Salon MUAH. Salon MUAH, basically, when I was looking for a name, I wanted something that, both of us involved, because I used to do a lot of men's and women's hair, and Nandini used to do a lot of makeup as well. And hair, of course. So I was wondering, okay, how do we put this together? I thought of some names. One of the names that I really liked was Sway, where somebody said, but I thought, no, it's too feminine. I want...
And then you have
men's coming in as well. I thought of a really good logo also for Sway. And I was like, okay, but no. Then finally I thought, okay, let's keep it simple. Makeup and hair. MUAH.
Oh,
Mwah.
wow, that's really simple.
Yeah. So incidentally, because I was a graphic designer, I had actually checked that time online.
Designer also.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's on.
It's all on records. I got that as well. So Ryan's been a DJ, dancer, graphic designer. What else are you hiding from me? Are you a cook as well?
I don't cook. Oh, I wish I could.
Lovely.
So I was graphic designing before I used to DJ at the night in the evenings. And I would start off work late because I was decently good at my job. So the company kept me because we would do customized websites, which were copyrighted. So people could pick up images and just create websites as a subscription base from our company, and nobody could take them to court or something because everything was copyrighted. So if, for example, if Thomson Andrews Show needed a website, we would click images of yours, your merch, your thing, everything, copyright them, okay, and then make them into bullets, into I forgot the terms now, but
Headers and footers.
And create really
all the artwork.
beautiful artwork.
My God, you're like an all-rounder, multi-talented artist doing everything under the sun.
Yeah.
And then you've landed up as being this, huge entrepreneur of Salon MUAH.
Yeah.
Well, amazing. I'm getting out all the scoop from you while I'm talking. That is so cool. But that's a very interesting story to MUAH. Makeup and hair.
And I'd like to add something. You know what's funny? Because when Nandini and me started off, we were both, senior hairdressers and, decently good at our job. Along the way, Salon MUAH gained so much of, how do I say it?
Popularity, yeah.
And I don't know how this happened. And it just took off. In fact, it was before Instagram hit. So it's not that,
Instagram came and did all everything else.
So of course there was some social media. I think Facebook was there. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it has gained great popularity, and it's one of the go-to salons. If you Google it, one of the go-to salons of Mumbai. So we have a lot of clientele coming from outside Maharashtra, from all over India, lots of
and overseas as well,
and lots of people from overseas, a lot of Indians from Spain, US, different things. Yeah. So
Wow, that's wonderful, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that's great. In fact, that's great on SEO for you, organic SEO, inward marketing, because you actually have so much goodwill between clients. And that's, the word of mouth and obviously the celebrity guests that you are styling. And, for top names, like the biggest brands, they're very, very sensitive as to who touches their hair. The representation has to be perfect because there's so much riding on their careers, and for them to trust you is just says the best about you. So I think also it's wonderful to see. I've always seen all my favorite celebrities walking out of MUAH salon and being papped by the paparazzi, whether it's Kajol or whether it's Malaika or all these guys. And like they're walking, I'm like, I can see Ryan or I can see somebody there from MUAH salon, and I'm like, what? That's another thing in today's generation where a lot of people who are so fixated on social media and are watching their favorite celebs walking out, they're seeing them at Salon MUAH. So there you go. You know exactly where your celebs are going. So go there right now. I've got the boss man sitting here. All right. We've been speaking about the wonderful journey that Ryan has had as an artist to being a creator, a visionary, and a hair expert, India's best. And now it's time to play another quick game called Hair Myth Busters.
Get up to games.
All right. Well, there are a lot of myths that are floating around where people say, if you trim your hair, it makes it grow faster, or cold water adds shine to your hair, or certain things. If you put coconut oil, your hair will grow longer and stronger, and methi dalo garam tel mein and all of that. So please debunk this for our viewers.
So, what's funny is, you know how a Mali, a gardener, cuts plants, and so we love plants.
Yeah.
Okay? And all of our salons had plants around them. So we had various gardeners over the years, right?
Yeah.
Now, Malis, I think they're called normally, right? So there were some Malis who the plants would grow beautifully and really flourish. And some are just doing their job. And I'm not saying the plant dies, but it doesn't flourish, it doesn't bloom, it doesn't blossom. Okay. The same goes with hairdressers.
Oh.
So there are hairdressers that if you actually trim, the hair grows faster. I don't know what it is. So I know you may call it a myth, but it's actually very weird because over the last 25 years, right, I've come across many hairdressers from our fraternity.
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen with some people, and some people it doesn't. So
it's a fact in many ways.
Yeah, it's a fact in many ways. So it's just that you get to into the good hands that your hair will grow, and it actually grows faster than usual. So I have me being me, and this I don't know, crazy mind or whatever. I have actually tried cutting my nails of one hand and not cutting the other. I've done it with my toenails. I keep trimming because this was initially when they used to say it and we thought it was a myth. So hair and nails are the same component, right?
Oh, okay.
So I said, oh, really? So let me try this. So I would trim one foot, not trim the other regularly.
Like an experiment to what?
Like an experiment. And trust me, there's a massive difference. It's massive. Like the nail that was not cut would also grow the same length, but very messy.
Ragged,
very messy. Okay. And the other one would be nice and shapely. You understand? So I've seen this firsthand. I've tried it many times. I thought probably no, let's try this like this. This is, I've done it many times. So it actually works. It's not a myth.
Well, it's not a myth. All right. And what about oil?
Oiling is actually scalp food. It's very good for the scalp. A hot tip now post-COVID, it's all over Instagram and social media. Rosemary oil or rosemary infused oils, because rosemary oil by itself is very, very strong, is very good for the scalp.
Okay.
Okay. It controls hair fall. It prevents follicles from dying out, so it activates dormant follicles. So it's really good. However, oiling coconut, rosemary, whatever it is meant only for the scalp,
Not for the entire hair.
not for the hair. So basically, hair oil, whatever it is, rosemary or coconut or castor or whatever it is scalp food. Okay. And if you put it on the hair, the problem with oils, it has the capacity to attract dirt. Now, if we put any kind of oil on a hand, it's sticky.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of a layering to it. Okay. Now it's residue basically. Now imagine you're cooking, right? And women will know this, because when they're cooking and oil splashes and then you don't clean it, and then the next day, and then the next day, and the next day, and when you go to clean it, that doesn't get clean, right?
Yeah.
It's very tough to clean. So the same thing, oil forms a residue. Now what they think is when they're shampooing it, it comes out. It doesn't come out. Okay. So in time, because there's a residue, that hair firstly is attracting dirt, and second thing is it's forming a coat. So all your conditioners and everything is not really working.
It's not going in.
It's not going in. So when you put the oil, you'll feel the smoothness, but visually it won't look nice and soft and all that, because it's being coated. So what I tell my clients is, please use oil. It's good. Okay. You can, if your scalp's not greasy, put it on the scalp, leave it for a few hours in. Okay. If you have to leave it overnight, then okay. And then, but wash it off in the morning, but do not take it to the lengths of the hair. And if you really have to, maybe olive oil is good for that, because it's really light. It washes away really easy. But the best way is oil your scalp. Do not oil the ends.
Oh.
And when you get out of your hair wash and regime, then use lightweight oils like marula, argan. There are many. There are many. Okay. They're not sticky at all. If you touch an argan oil, you can literally put it and it's gone. Okay. But it gives you the sheen. It gives you the hydration. What the client is looking for, what the girls are looking for. Right. So it works. It also allows the hair to get conditioned. So when they're using their conditioner, your conditioner is working.
It's letting it soak in and absorb.
It's letting it go into the cuticle, which is what the conditioner is supposed to do, right? Close the cuticle, get in and give it its sheen and hydration.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are oiling your hair ends, if you start this process now, it will take about 2-3 months for that oil to go. So initially they won't like what they feel.
Yeah.
Because it's already caught, the hair is already, the residue is already there. So it takes time. And after a while, it'll work really well.
Lovely. Now, give me like a one-word answer whether this is true or false.
Sure.
If you grow your hair, you're prone to get a lot more colds and fall sick.
It's absolutely false. False.
False. Growing your hair, keeping long hair as women, results in hair breakage and the hair fall because of the weight of the hair.
False. Their genetics could come and play, but 90%, 95% false.
Wow, interesting. Well, that's a lot of myths that have been busted by Ryan, and thank you. As I must say, a legend who has such golden advice for people, and hair is such an important aspect. In fact, people are spending, I think, if not in lakhs, sometimes even more, to just get their strands of hair to have a fuller head of hair. So please take care of your hair, and if you ever need expert advice, MUAH Salon is the place to go, and meet Ryan. Well, we have a small surprise for you from our very, very generous gifting partners. So let's have it. This is a wonderful brand from Delhi called Up Snack. And they make something as unique as called a profi. It's a mix of coffee and protein, and
I need both right now.
yeah, you need both right now. And they make different flavors of peanut butter as well. So this is something for you.
Thank you. What's the up snack? Thank you.
Yes, Up Snack.
Thank you,
And
Thomson.
we have this from our wonderfully warm hospitality partner, Novotel, for you. So here it is.
Then
All right. And this is another wonderful gift by our gifting partner, Ashnam. All right. On the Thomson Andrews Show. And Ashnam is basically a premium home decor brand, and they make lovely figurines that is going to beautify your house
Lovely.
with poly resin. And this is something for you.
superb. I've just moved into a new house. So thank
Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's awesome, man. And finally, this is coming. And this is something small from us at the team of the Thomson Andrews Show. So
Thank you.
You know, we really appreciate you coming on the show. And Ryan, thank you for sharing all those lovely insights about hair and your journey and all the different things that you've been doing as an artist and a creator. And I've gotten to know more of you throughout the show, and I will touch base with you offline to get some more hair tips for myself. And thank you for being on the Thomson Andrews Show, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And thank you for unveiling your journey for us.
Thank you.
All right.